Welcome to Backstage with Kennedy. This little show will be your remedy. From Toronto, spanning across the sea. Cool people, lots of laughs. This is your favorite podcast.
Hello and welcome. My name is Kennedy from the Backstage with Kennedy podcast. Got a very interesting guest today. I got the late great Charlie Borski. And if you don't know them, they are a theatrical folk band. And honestly, really damn cool. Some stuff I haven't really heard in the past, and it kind of broadened my horizons to a new genre I haven't even heard of. So I was super into it. I like how their subject matter is not necessarily clean. There is some real speaking in there, and I really like that. So how you guys doing today?
We're good. How are you doing?
Good. It's wicked to have you on the podcast. I listened to your music before Melanie actually sent me your stuff. I just actually stumbled upon your music on one of her PR releases, and I was like, I really like this band. This is cool. What kind of got you guys into this style of music? What pushed you towards a theatrical folk type of genre?
So I mean, the theatrical comes, I think, from the fact that of the group of 7 of us, 5 of us have acting backgrounds, and in fact 4 of us went to the same musical theater college.
Sick.
And I was just I'd gotten fed up with the musical theater scene and was like, fuck that, I'm gonna make my own shit. And so we started doing that and found each other, and I think that it's just what naturally happens to come out of us.
I feel that. Hey, if it's authentic, that's good, right?
Nick wasn't in drama, but he's dramatic too, so he fits in well.
I actually did drama myself when I was growing up, and I loved it. I did it for many years, but it was one of those things for me. It was either sports or drama, and I had to pick or choose the route. I went with the sports route, but I still hold drama near and dear to my heart. So that's pretty cool. So do you guys can all act, sing, and I assume a little bit of dance as well?
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Some of us better than others.
Yeah.
Definitely
better than others.
So what's your stage performance like? I mean, I can only imagine with that theatrical background that it is quite interesting to see you guys on stage. What is it like?
It's definitely got a theatrical quality to it. Some of our songs are kind of like story songs, and mostly we're just really we don't take ourselves too seriously, and we're just really silly and talk a lot of shit to each other on stage.
Oh yeah, always. There's a lot of interband banter during the performances, which make for some fun moments. Yeah, in fact, while Lucas is not here, it's been a back and forth thing about whether or not we will or should ever allow him to have a microphone on stage. Because it's just the shit that comes out of his mouth sometimes that's just going straight into my ear as I'm attempting to be heartfelt sometimes. I'm just this is ridiculous.
I actually got a funny story for you about that. So I used to be a hip hop artist, and I did that for quite a few years. And I had a DJ who's he wouldn't even mind me telling this story because he's one of my best friends. And I came up with the idea that the whole tour, he was going to have a microphone and he was going to do intros every single time. He was going to introduce me onto the stage. That didn't get past the first show. I have never seen somebody butcher an intro so bad in my life that I was I was like, bro, this isn't good.
What did he say? Yeah, give us your best interpretation.
Performing on stage, you're gonna enjoy it. It'll be great. It's gonna be a fun time. He's going to perform the rap for you.
Oh wow. See, if I was at
Kennedy.
a show and that's how I saw someone introed,
Oh, I'd
I
be
would
so
I would
excited.
be like, I am so fucking in this.
It's like I walked into the right room.
But I just, I'm standing side stage with one of the other performers, and I just look at her and I go, "What the hell did he just say?" He's a beauty, though. He's a beauty. It was a fun time, but yeah, got to take the mic away from people like that sometimes.
Yeah, if Lucas had a microphone on stage, we'd also have to have like a mute switch under one of our feet.
Yeah, I just click
to
the
be
button
safe.
sometimes. It's not even awkward. It's just like, it's a sense of humor that we get that I don't know that anyone else in the fucking world would.
It's beautiful. So you got this new single. It's been out for a little bit now, but it's still pretty new here. Champagne.
Yes.
Okay, that song is wicked. How you go in that song and you start off with champagne, and then you make it to the next thing, and then you make it to the next thing, and then now you're talking about cocaine. I thought that was hilarious. I was sitting in the living room watching that, and the second you went to that next level there, I was like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I love that that's the response, because that's exactly what we're going for.
Yeah. It was awesome. I definitely was like a huge fan from the moment I heard that song. I was laughing, yet at the same time I was like, this fired me right up.
I love laughter as a response. I've had people after shows come up and be like, yeah, I loved it, and I started laughing. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, why are you sorry?
That song is literally has a punchline in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's meant to be
It's
funny.
a rule of threes
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I also feel like if my music is getting that out of you, like, that's brilliant. Like, who cares? We managed to make you laugh. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't just sit there. I don't care if you're laughing or crying or whatever. Like, something emotive is coming out. Like, that is ultimately the goal.
It's better
So
than
you
like indifference.
Yes, like, you should
Yeah.
never apologize. Like,
I think the only downside now, and I hadn't even realized this, to that song being out as a song is that before this, anytime we played it live, unless you had seen us prior, you didn't know that was coming.
oh yeah.
And it was always a shock, you know?
Did so it makes me think, because I was talking to another band that's on the same label as you, and we were talking, and it was it's a very diverse list of artists and bands on that label.
Yeah.
And I can't really say, hey, this is the certain style, and I still think that's goes the same for you guys, but there is that comedic aspect, which one of your fellow label mates, BJ Gisbera, BJ is quite funny as well, and he does like to add that humor into his music. Do you think that's something that Jake from Mannequin Vanity was like interested in when he like signed you guys?
I'm sure it was. I'm sure there's, he found us on like, I think on Spotify or something. So he didn't really know, like, this song he hadn't heard yet when we first signed with Mannequin Vanity. But after we like met with him on the phone like this, after we like met with him, I think he kind of got a feel for like our personalities as people and the fact that we don't take ourselves too seriously. And even though a lot of the bands are fairly different genres, there's still some kind of through line of that in between all of us.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that level of not taking yourself too seriously comes from an artistic comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you're not comfortable as an artist, you try so hard to be taken seriously, and you would be offended if someone laughed at your music or upset. Whereas when you're comfortable in your craft and what you're doing and the people you're doing it with, you know that you are confident that your product and your art is good, and the responses are the responses. And
it's just
good.
a matter of genuinely enjoying it and having a lot of fun, and then that shows through in like what we put out there is like how much fun we have doing this together.
I think that's something I see as like a common point for everyone who is part of the label is just like a real honesty.
Yeah.
So I think that for sure, like, obviously everyone's talented, but like, you can be talented and, like Nick was saying, like, still be trying really, really hard, but everyone just seems to like really get what they're doing. They're just really natural about it, and there's just a lot of honesty. And I think that probably is like one of the things that sparks Jake too, because that's everything that I've gotten from him. He's just like a really wonderful and honest person who just really cares about the music.
Absolutely. You know what? I think if you guys do a festival as a label, I'm going. I have to go.
Yes.
So like I think that would be like the most wicked time because I've met so many incredible people from that from Mannequin Vanity so far, and I'm just like, you know what? It would be such a great time to go down there and party with you guys for a couple of days and just jam out to some good music, you know?
Please.
Hopefully sooner rather than later that will happen.
Just come and join us on stage. There's no security. We're not going to throw you
Good.
off.
I'm into it.
Unless you'd like to be thrown off.
In which case, we will
We'll
absolutely
totally
do
throw
it.
you off, yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, hell yeah. So what where are you guys located? If you don't mind me asking.
No, please. We're
Currently, we're in my living room, also known
334.
No.
No.
also known as Borski headquarters for now. We are in Silver Lake, Los Angeles, California.
Okay, LA, nice.
Yeah.
There's a diverse range in the label too, with where everybody's from too. So, but I think California seems to be the most common out of them all.
we as a band are from all over the place, though. Blair is from like north of LA.
Yeah, Ventura County.
I'm from Dallas, Texas originally, but I've been in Angelino for like 11 years. And
Oh,
Mr. Staniowski comes all the way from Boston, Massachusetts.
Jeez, there's no accent there though.
It's hiding under the surface.
Yeah,
Okay.
you caught him after he's been here for a while. If you send him home for a few weeks and he comes back, you can hardly understand him.
Or give him a couple shots and then it starts to come out.
I'm sure you can pick it out in my voice. People say it all the time that they can hear the Toronto
Oh,
thing. Yeah.
Also, which Boston does as well, your use of the term wicked, which I
Yeah.
appreciate because we use wicked too.
Yeah, I say it a lot.
Probably.
Yeah.
So you guys got a full length coming out for this,
Yes.
right? So this is a single off of this.
Yes.
What is there any details that you can reveal in regards to that, or is it still a little soon for that?
We're approaching finished.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're approaching
Perfect.
finished.
Can we share when we believe it's going to be out? Are we allowed to say that?
We have some tentative dates. It's looking like late June, early July is when it's going to be coming out.
Sweet.
We're saying it. That's when it's going to
Yeah.
happen.
You're
Oh
the-
my
you're
gosh.
you're the first person that's not Jake that we've said that to, or just.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm honored. That's what.
Jake's coming for us now.
Do we want to share any more details? A number of tracks or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be it's like a full solid LP. It's got 13 tracks on it.
Which is Will's lucky number.
It is my lucky number. I've got several 13s inked onto my body.
Perfect. Is so how have you found the recording process throughout this all? Is it been like a real pain to get everybody together during COVID? I mean, obviously the three of you are together, so things are getting a little bit better. But what's it like been for the creative process for you guys?
Well, so when the whole COVID thing happened, obviously like we had some awesome shows that we were about to play and then everything got canceled, so we were like super depressed about it, and we like tried to do the live stream thing and it just wasn't quite the same. But we basically had like this, at least the core, 4 of us in our little pod, and everybody would basically be over here all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
we initially decided.
We agreed pretty early on, like if
okay,
if
we're
we're
gonna-
locking down, we're doing it together.
Yeah.
Like we're only gonna see each other because if we're not able to like still play or like write music or do whatever, like we're gonna go insane. So we've had that agreement, and then we ended up kind of, I mean, this might get me in trouble, but we basically I live in a house, and the underneath me is like an empty unit. It's like unfinished, and the landlord wasn't really doing anything with it, so we just decided to go down there and like kind of clear out some junk and turn it into like a little home studio, kind of like a beg for forgiveness instead of ask for permission kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we got a good,
We got like 12 of the 13 done down there.
yeah, we
so.
ended up recording the majority of the album down there, and we had it going there for about 10 solid months before he finally caught us and told me to get our shit out.
It was like there
That's
was
pretty good though.
forced
10 months.
industry.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty good.
we pretty much recorded the entirety of the album aside from the drums, which was recorded by Alan, who's based out of Texas. And yeah, so
Yeah, everything else was like recorded here in what I call Blair's basement.
Yes.
It's funny you mentioned that. Like 10 months that you guys did that in that basement. I actually lived in an unfinished basement for a full year, and
Nice.
and the person who was leasing it to me did not tell the landlord. And I remember coming home one day, and she was just like, "Hey, you can't be here right now." And I'm like, "What? I live here. What do you mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, come back in like 20 minutes. The landlord's here." I'm like, "Okay." I thought there was something weird about paying $265 a month for rent. I thought that was, and that's what it was.
Wow.
That's great rent, though. I would live in an unfinished basement for that amount of money.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
That's what my thoughts were. That's what my thoughts were. There's some saving going on for sure. For sure. So where can people find your music? Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. You guys are on all those?
Yeah, anywhere that you buy or stream music.
Deezer.
Perfect. And
you can tell your Alexa to play it, and it'll do it. My mother tells me that she does that.
all right.
She's like, William, every morning I wake up and I just say, Alexa, play music by the late great Charlie Borski, and it just always starts my day off right.
Your mother does not sound like that.
No, nothing like that at all. My mom's from Alabama, so she put like a southern drawl on it.
She throws on the bangers right off the bat. She puts on some champagne and starts the day off.
She lives for it as my mom's sitting in Dallas, Texas, railing lines of blow on the kitchen table.
Oh my God. Yeah, my parents didn't listen to my music because it was a little bit off the rails. So, I mean, hey. So, oh Lord. So, where can people find your like social medias and stuff? Like, is it just Late Great Charlie Borski, or where can people find it, guys?
Yeah, our Instagram's just at the Late Great Charlie Borski. Borski's with an I, like the cheap brand of vodka. Same with Facebook.
Yeah.
Usually once you get through the Late Great we're pretty much the only thing.
It's a long name. Sorry.
Yeah.
On Twitter, we had to be Borski Charlie because apparently Charlie Borski wasn't available.
Weird.
Huh.
And I think the Late Great Charlie Borski doesn't let you make the name that long.
Yeah. Also, Will tried to get a California vanity plate that said Borski, and that was already taken.
I was furious.
That's ridiculous.
I know. I was like, I'm going to find whoever's driving around like this and rip their license plate off.
Just rip it off and then just tape it onto yours. You know, like
not even screw it on, tape it over mine.
Duct tape.
electrical tape. It fixes everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I live for that. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I just as I said before, I do like to keep these short and sweet. I appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. Thanks a ton. Honestly, it was such a blast talking to you.
Dude, thank you for having us.
Hey, anytime. Everybody, please go check out their music. I will post a link for their page, and we'll go from there. So you guys have yourselves a great day. All right, I'll see you soon.
Buns, check.
Hot dogs, mustard, check.
Ketchup.
Hot stuff. Nah.
Where's the hot stuff? I didn't bring any.
Yeah.
So good with the hot stuff? Very good with the hot stuff.